Hi everyone, it's Tamara here with another card making tutorial. This time I'm using the gorgeous clear stamp set Valentine's Sweetwees from Sweet November Stamps. I'm making a very simple card with some Copic colouring of the image, some masking and then some ink blending of the heart stencil background and stamping out the sentiment and card creation. So let's get started. So this is the Valentine Sweetwees set, and I'll be using the girl with the lollipop. I'm also using the Hearts and Harlequins stencil from La La Land Crafts, and I've grabbed out the largest of the Stitch Mini Slimline dies from MFT and just run that through my die cutting machine with Copic Express at cardstock because we'll be doing some Copic colouring. So we've grabbed the girl out of the set and I'm just going to make sure that her leg is face down. So we've got one leg up and one leg down. And I've grabbed out my Memento Tuxedo black ink and I'll give that a press in my MISTI and give it another go to make sure we've got a nice impression. And then while we've got our stamp out, I've just grabbed out some masket paper and we'll just get that in our MISTI and do a little mask. So just quick stamps. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're just going to be doing some fussy cutting of the image out. So I've grabbed out my small scissors and just moving the actual paper itself, not moving my scissors. I'm just going to quickly go around the image to get a nice mask and we can set that aside once we've done. So you can just see me just slowly just moving that paper around, and we'll go up and do her legs and around. And I have sped this up because I am a very slow fussy cutter, but more the practice I get, the better I am getting at it. I like to go along the black lines to make sure that we don't have any kind of white halo around the outside of our image when we do our ink blending. And we'll set that aside and get to colouring. Now I have all the colours up the top, but I also do have them listed in the description box below if you do want to refer to these for later projects. So I always just put in my lighter colour first when I'm doing like skin especially, so that I know where to put my shadows. And I'm kind of going to a medium colour skin with this particular colouring. So I'm working out now from that E15 to E13. And just you can see I'm just kind of making sure that it's not very like straight, so it's kind of like a rough edge, so it makes it much easier for blending out. So I finish with the E00 and that's our skin all done. So now I'm just going to use the lightest of my hair colors to get some kind of shadow areas in. So you can see she's got waves in her hair. So I'm kind of going where I think those waves would be kind of dipping down, creating more of a shadow. And obviously we would get a shadow cast from our lollipop, and also kind of having the kind of light source up on the top left hand corner. So the very back of her hair is going to be kind of like a dark color as well. And that's how I did her face. So now we're blending that out with the E37 and with the E35, filling that out, and then we'll come back in with that first color and final color, the lightest E33, to blend that out. And that is her hair done, but I did want to grab a little bit more contrast, so I've gone back in with the E79 and I'm going to go back through all my colors again. So now I'm blending out that E39 to the E37 to the E35, and again we'll go out with that final E33 to blend it out. And you can see that just that adding that extra layer of colors just made those shadow areas a lot darker and more defined. So now we'll go over to the coloring of her dress. So I'm trying to kind of get some movement in there, so like she's marching along. So we're going in, as I mentioned before, I went in with my lighter colored first, then the darkest, the R89, blending that out with the R39, the RV29, and then the final color, which was the first color I laid down, which is the RV09. And I'm going to use exactly the same colors for the lollipop, just to keep this simple today, so you only need to get so many colors out. So again, I'm just going in with my lightest color to kind of set where I think the darkest shadows will be. and I'm trying to make it look like a round object. That's why I haven't gone right to the edge of that lollipop on either side, so that we do put like a lighter color on the outside. So I'm going in with my RV29, and then we'll blend out with that final RV09 and fill in all those edges and the center of our lollipop. And a very quick color with two colors, a dark N6 and then a lighter N3, just to put a little bit of dimension into that lollipop. And I'm just doing some very kind of see-through looking wings, just using the BGs. And to finish it off, we'll put a little bit of grounding for her down the bottom with our W's. So obviously she will be casting a larger shadow under her foot, and then blending out to a lighter shadow. Now we'll pop our mask over the top so that we can do our ink blending. So make sure it's nice and secure, because you don't want that to move. And I've grabbed out my Make Art Station and my Hearts stencil from the Hearts and Harlequins stencil from La La Land Crafts. I'm just using Picked Raspberry. I'm only using the one color today. I'm going in really heavy-handed in the right hand corner, and then just blending out, kind of fading out into that white space with the same color, but you can see just what a difference that makes. Now once I had finished that, it kind of had swallowed up a little bit of that shadow underneath her, so I'm just going in with some darker colors to kind of reinforce that shadow and just kind of go over that ink blending. Now we're ready to get our sentiment, and I'm going to be using the "You Are Such a Sweetheart," and got that kind of right down on the left hand side. Using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, I'm going to give that a double stamp so it's nice and strong black color, and we'll set that aside to dry. Once that's dry, I've grabbed out some very hot pink cardstock, and I'm going to cut that down to size. So we need 6 inches by 6 inches to make our card base for our card, and we'll just score that with our scoreboard at 3 inches. So just give that a double score. Then I grab out my Teflon bone folder, gently fold that over, and then just reinforce that with my Teflon bone folder. And now we've got the perfect base for our card. Now I've got some glue already on the back, and just making sure that I don't have any glue, I quickly wipe that off on my shirt, and then I'm going to press this down. And this is a finished card for this tutorial. This was really quick and simple to make, and if you needed to get a quick Valentine's Day card done for someone, I think this would be the perfect way, with a bit of Copic coloring, some masking, and some ink blending of like a stencil that you have in your stash. You can come up with a beautiful Valentine's Day card. I hope you've enjoyed this card making tutorial. If you have, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to see any future videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.